Welcome everybody. So today we're just going to talk straight about the media in Nigeria, specifically about Enugu State. You know, when we speak about media, the first thing that comes to mind is integrity, professionalism, and even more so holding government and people in leadership to account to what exactly that they've been appointed for. That's why it is called the fourth estate of the realm. Of course, we have the executive, the legislature, and and all whatnot. But again, the reason why we call it the fourth estate of the realm is because of its usage, the importance of the media in holding accountable and even projecting the government policies and programs. And then you would assume that those who man those positions across media, parlance, have a specific level of integrity that runs through their veins. But if not, but of course, they may have been trained into doing the things right. Because again, if your position is holding government accountable, it is assumed that in one way or another you have this integrity. Recently, we had the NUJ in Enugu State organize an election of just under 500 people, right? They had to just vote between two persons. And the two persons had campaigned in weeks leading to that particular day of election. What happened? It was unbelievable. The story I'm hearing, in fact, you could say that this is actually a belated news, but I needed to put this out there because it's becoming shameful that people whom we say they are journalists from different platforms, whether it is radio, TV, or even print, as the case may be, and online, have sold themselves off to this whole chaos that we see at the national level. Well, I have my colleague here, Emmanuel, who would do justice to some of the things that happened on that day of the elections in Enugu State. Did you know that after that election, they had to appoint a caretaker committee that would stay for 3 months?
There was no election.
There was no election. Okay, fine, Emmanuel, give us an overview of what happened, because you were part of the delegates who were supposed to actually vote in that particular election. So what happened?
Well, if the election had taken place, maybe I wouldn't have been among the delegates looking at what happened, because all chapels sent their own delegate list. Then there was this magic hand that manufactured a list from wherever, God knows.
They manufactured a list.
They had two lists. In fact,
two lists.
Yes, there was a list that
wow.
The franchise about, let's say 40% of those people who were on ground on that day to vote, and that was what brought the argument, because the instructions from the electoral committee was that give us a list of your members who have registered with NUJ, who have paid their professional fee or practicing fee. That was the list everyone was depending on as the document that would be used as for voters. But unfortunately, we arrived. I personally got there around 7 a.m. because I wanted to follow the process.
Okay.
Because looking at the portfolio of these of the two candidates and their relationship before the election, because the other person was the chairman then, or immediate past now.
Okay.
Then the other person happened to be the DG of the other contestant. So they were friends, but more like something happened
and they fell apart.
So the other crusader was of the opinion that my friend did not implement some of the promises he made, or that I made on his behalf when I was campaigning for him the first time he came out. And I am coming in because I want to restore some of these things, and there were a lot of allegations being made about the lack of accountability and poor welfare for journalist in Enugu State, and capacity development. Those were the key areas he anchored his campaign around. Then the other person was of the opinion that the path NUJ has been on for the past 3 years is the right path, and there's a need to maintain that path. And so these two good friends became opponent for various reasons. But we all know that politics is personal interest being portrayed as public interest just to achieve a particular goal. So
talk to us about what happened on that very day. You said there were two lists. Lists coming from where now? Where is it coming from? And which of them did you guys accept? Because again, there must be some sort of discussions about the listings and how there must be like due process of how the elections should go.
Okay, that's the electoral committee compiled list of delegates at chapel level and sent it to the national body of NUJ, which was now supposed to accredit, more like confirm this list with what they have, because once you make payment for professional fee, your name is there. You send evidence of payment and the documents there. So one will expect that those who had paid were automatically given had the right to participate in that election, but that wasn't the case, because from insider source from the electoral committee, it happened that Abuja sent a list that
the national body,
yes,
NUJ in Abuja,
yes,
sent a list.
Yes, a list of the so-called accredited delegates who were supposed to vote, and that list had a lot of names that, in fact, from the source, one of the contestants was not on the list sent by the Abuja.
The contestant for the election.
One of the contestants
was not on the list sent.
Abuja sent, yes. So there was this.
But is the person a bona fide member of the NUJ?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So most of the people who came around are people who have practiced and have attended meetings for not once, not twice, and at chapel levels they participate in one form of activity or the other. And there are a lot of members who have been in the picture for some years, but they don't have that. Should I say, they have not been accredited as members because of that professional fee. That professional fee is what gives you that mandate to be called an NUJ member, because once you pay, there are two things. To give you an ID card that shows that you are. Remember, this is mine. I don't know if I should be saying
no,
this.
Sure. Okay, so, fantastic. NUJ Press.
So it gives you this ID card and it shows that you are a member. So what then happened when there was two lists? One of the lists is local, the other one is from Abuja. Yes.
So what then happened afterwards?
Well, it's just common sense, because we at home, we in Enugu, we know ourselves better than Abuja knows.
Absolutely.
And NUJ is not a static organization. Looking at the advent of new media, more chapels were even created. We had the corporate online chapel, which had new members as well. Private Broadcast Chapel and other chapel also had new members and all of that. So the list was updated and sent to Abuja. So one would expect that, so far as you've met that criteria of paying for the professional fee, all Abuja needed to do was just to update the list. But in that case, what they sent to the electoral committee was not the same with what they had, the electoral body had as their own list. At some point, they were news about each chapel. You go in, you show your proof of payment.
Proof of payment.
That's the professional fee.
Professional fee, okay.
You pay 25,000 yearly.
Okay.
So you once you show your proof of payment to the NUJ account, that qualifies you. But that was one of the arguments, because when it became a situation of your name is not on the list, this list is not an updated list. There were some in that committee, the electoral committee, who were insisting that we can still go on with the election since it's coming from Abuja, while some were arguing that if we do this with this franchise, a lot of our members who have been here,
have been around for a while. Yeah.
For if you look at it from a standpoint of fairness, you've paid this money, and you've been.
It's not your fault that your name is on the list. That you've paid, that you are around to participate.
To give everybody create a level
playing field
for everyone. Why not? Since you said you've paid, you just come. You show us your evidence of payment.
Yeah.
The chapels have already sent their list to the electoral committee. So if you have an evidence of payment and your name is not on that list, you would not vote. It's quite understandable. It was expected that for you to vote, your name is on their credited list sent by the chapel on their letterhead. So the chapels sent their names, like the one I belong to sent their name. We even had to print hard copy just to make sure that if we go, we confirm who is our member, because we were looking at what happened back then in the previous election, where they had list of names that did not exist being imposed on certain groups. So we had a list. We're just trying to ensure that at all costs we ensure all our members participate in the election. So that raised a lot of dust. People were questioning why Abuja was trying to hijack,
manipulate the process.
So that lingered up until 12/1. They were still arguing a lot.
Arguing back and forth.
Just because of the list. So
wow.
A lot of calls, a lot of. In fact,
I heard you guys left around 8 p.m.
Yes, it became tense.
Why did you leave around 8 p.m. when it's clear that you are not able to harmonize the list?
The argument persisted because for us to conduct the election, there were also delegates from the zonal body who were the ones who were actually to coordinate the whole process and supervise, monitor, and all of that. So it took a long time. I don't know if they were doing consultation because they had a meeting within themselves.
Wow.
They had shouting matches, they had arguments. Some got angry, came out, went in again. They argued and from good source, there were also interference from the powers that be
in Abuja.
Yes, on certain positions whether the election should go or not. You understand? So that lingered until late, around 5 p.m., 6 p.m. They now called us in to tell us that due to some certain issues, the election will not hold, but the SEC, that's comprising of the chairman and secretaries of different chapels, will now elect someone by votes who would be the acting chairman and give, according to NYC law, rules, give a space of 3 months to conduct another election. We thought, okay, that was a safe landing, softer landing for us, at least to ensure fairness. So when it got to the point of voting, by law or what is supposed to be is that the members of SEC would vote who they want to. So it happened that those who came from the area or zonal office, there was rumors of an attempt to impose a candidate. So it became more suspicious as if they came to ensure a particular mandate or they were given him. So that also brought about protests, shouting, and all of that. So it took another close to an hour plus just to get this election done, you understand? So
hold on a second. throughout the whole day, NUJ Enugu was unable to harmonize 2 lists.
Yes.
The one from Abuja and the one within Enugu.
Yes.
And then these numbers were talking about less than 500 people.
Yes, yes. About that number. I'm not sure about the total figure, about that number.
Well, even you, how do you feel about the whole system? How do you feel about the whole process?
Well, you and I know we're in the system. You've been there long before some of us got in. You know how some of these issues, ethical issues, have eaten the beast. It's quite shameful that an institution who's supposed to serve as an example, hold the government accountable, ensure that the what is right is done, became a victim of what they should preach. You understand? So that's another angle to look at that. So it became clear that we have a lot of work to do as an association and as practitioners individually.
I'm telling you.
Because why not allow the people decide? Why was there? In fact, at some point we had up to 10 security vans.
10 security vans.
Yes.
Wow.
We had DSS, we had DRS, we also had police people from.
For an NUJ state election.
You understand? So
oh my goodness.
It got to that point because the atmosphere was tense. So you could tell that if not for the fact that these people, the security personnel were on ground, a lot of things would have taken.
Really?
Because people were angry, those who were shouting.
Wow.
There were different episodes, episodes of shouting match, one challenging this, one accusing that. You understand? So
wow.
And most people were using it as an avenue to settle scores. Some of the members of the ESCO that were just dissolved. So a lot of things happened, but we kept faith because I was so interested in the election that this election, if it had would have been the first, I would participate. Yes, I was around the other one, but I wasn't concerned about the activity. So
okay, I mean, this is an account. A real-time account of what happened on that particular day. I mean, I'm not even. I'm so unhappy about the fact that the NUJ was not able to conduct an election, a simple election. Option A4. In fact, the easiest style of election is to have been option A4.
Exactly.
Just stay on the line, and then we know who has won already. Just come and mark, and then you sign, and it's gone, and you were done.
And when they are done, you just can't.
You just can't who, and that's it. I'm not sure it will take up to 20 minutes for that process to take place.
I wasn't even expecting the whole exercise to take us to hours because I was on duty that day. So what I planned was to just
do the voting and then expect to hear the person who has won. And I mean, that's been the easiest thing to do. So it means somebody was trying to manipulate it right from Abuja, or better still, a candidate, somebody who is within that vicinity, plan what they planned. That if they don't accept this particular list, then
something, because
they would cancel it.
Up to the point of the SEC selecting who should man the caretaker committee, the zonal officials were trying to be selective of who they should handle. And according to the NUJ laws, the SEC select who to become the caretaker.
Okay, who to be the caretaker chairman
for the 3 months
period,
before another election is conducted. But it was as if we want this person. So it became another problem. They argued, they were shouting. In fact, that even made it very glaring because for some of us that were outside and we're just hearing rumors, we were like, okay, fine, if this is the path, whosoever. In fact, some of the people were even thinking, okay, this person would be the person that they will vote because of maybe his popularity, and all of that didn't even emerge at the end. But for what is worth, they managed to get members of that caretaker committee, which I think they've organized the first Congress, which unfortunately I didn't attend. So that would have also given us updates on
an insight
how
what the plans are to conduct the elections that is due in another 2 months. So, I mean, this is just in a way trying to put out there that NUJ National, NUJ Enugu, these are two bodies that I mean we are part of. We always wanted to be the best there is, but it is unfortunate that those who man it, those who run it, fall short of what is the minimum standard of running a simple election.
The community.
We are asking you to please do better. I mean, do more in sensitizing, in finding a way around, not bringing the NUJ body into disrepute, because this is what it is. As someone who is watching from the outside, yes, I'm a journalist, but I haven't registered to become NUJ member. But as somebody who is watching from the outside, this is actually what I see most of the time, and I find it difficult to understand why every day we write and sing about how somebody has done something wrong, how this particular person has sponsored this person, how this particular person is rigging the election, and right under our nose we're allowing those things to happen, to play out. It is so unfortunate, and this has to stop. If this doesn't stop, you know what's going to happen? The society breaks down. You have no local standing to even, hold anybody to account about what they are doing. Frankly speaking, I mean, on what ground would you be holding whoever you are holding account that they rigged an election? Because it is clear that somebody tried to rig that process using that list by making sure that they disenfranchise some other persons. And now you are now postponing the Evil's Day. And trust me, remember that Evil's Day. That Evil's Day is going to come.
Exactly.
And I'm hoping that whoever is a caretaker chairman, I think is a lady, right?
Yes, a lady.
Please endeavor to make sure you do the right thing. If it means harmonizing that document that has the list, harmonize it, put it together so that everybody will have the chance to vote, as long as they are registered members and they are, a part of the NUJ system. So don't disenfranchise anybody, because that is how they would run through and make sure that they fixing people that are not competent. So please, I beg you in the name of God, do the right thing. Do the right thing. If you don't do the right thing, we're still going to come back and shout about it and call out names this time around. Oga NUJ Abuja, please, we are begging you, do the right thing. Don't confuse people. I mean, why didn't they have to send that list earlier to harmonize?
Well,
why didn't they harmonize? Why didn't they meet the executives and have a proper sequence of action when it comes to that?
Okay, well, we made efforts to follow the normal electoral process. So ordinarily, one would expect that a day or two to the election, the register would have been out. At least
your name would have been,
so that you
yes.
check your name, so but that didn't happen. The election was slated for, I think, 7th, which was on a Friday. But due to maybe I wouldn't know, they shifted it to Saturday.
Oh my goodness.
You understand? So in fact, that was the first sign of there will be trouble.
Oh my goodness.
You understand? So we just had to wait only for us to witness the whole thing.
It feels like a pre-planned something. Just make sure, since the coast is not clear yet, and make sure that we disrupt it, since we see that it's not going to be for a certain candidate. I don't know who the candidate is, but as long as it's not their candidate, it feels like Abuja has his candidate.
Well,
they're supposed to be neutral in this matter.
We can't even say, but we didn't get to hear the full story. Maybe the yardstick for giving the other list they provided, and maybe if there was any other thing that the state or the electoral committee didn't update them on, because what they kept demanding for was an updated list of members of chapels that have paid the professional fee. You understand? So in the previous election, though I didn't witness, but those who were there also made it clear that that was the yardstick for voting in that election, and it went on. And even though there were some
issues here and there,
but the election went on. You understand? So this one, it was more like somebody fighting for his birthright, I would say. Or
Birthright?
Somebody
Is NUJ anybody's birthright?
No, but
he felt like that.
If you can go the extra mile to influence from wherever, then
an election of 500 people, just less than 500 people, and then you cannot organize yourselves, and you call yourself NUJ journalists. Oshé journalists. just look at you people.
We've become the products of the society we are supposed to hold accountable, which is quite sad. As the forecast of the rain, more was expected.
Absolutely,
it was not supposed to be what it was, and what I witnessed, it was quite disappointing. And 1 month is already gone, and we just have less
2 months to go.
Yes, so.
If people be like, in fact, I will be more vicious when we come back. Do the right thing.
Why you should come and register.
Of course, I'm going to register. I'm going to come up for the chairmanship position next. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate.